Live from the study in a back street of Boronia and brought to you by Hooded Life and Find a Game. It's the Melbourne Recap Show. Hosted by Matt Clark, with special co-host this week, somewhere in a car park in Mornington, it's Toddy Simmons and the winless Anthony Witkowski. Hang on.
This week, Clark.
Evening, boys. Don't start me, Unch. Don't start. Mate, another wonderful come from behind, lost by one shot.
Oh, mate, that's closer than I was, mate. So I think I was lucky to get to double figures, mate. So but we had the win overall, so that's all that matters, I guess.
That's all that matters.
Play on that.
Well, hey, Unch, you and I have both had an overall win this week.
Loving it, mate. How'd you go, Toddy?
Negative. No, you knew that too, because you were there.
I must admit, I had a casting an eye over to your game probably more than mine at one stage. It was going that well for me.
No, we had a good game. Played Bundoora, and I went down by. I was 2 in the end, and we lost by about 8 or something overall. So yes, but we'll talk about that a bit.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
All right, news this week, just quickly. Bowls is in the Commonwealth Games.
Com Games.
Yes. Now, I've just noticed, I heard a few comments yesterday, people going, wow, Bowls is in, but hockey's out, diving's out, and a few other sports. And I thought about it at the time, and I went, well, hang on. What they've probably done is looked at what sports are in the Olympics, can those for sports that are only in the Commonwealth Games.
Or it could be a matter of, whereas Scotland, is it? They might have probably decided they wanted to bring in events or that they could probably medal in, maybe. I don't know. It's probably one of those ones as well.
I was thinking it was that, and also ones that they might perform well in. Yeah,
exactly right. I'd say that's normally the go, because I think over in Sydney Olympics we brought in beach volleyball or something like that because we knew we were going to go pretty well. So
that's the Olympics. The Olympics, you get a choice of bringing in a sport or two that you want to play. So, don't know. So it's a thought I had. I thought, well, hey, what they're probably doing is looking at the Olympics and saying, hey, well, for example, lawn bowls isn't part of the Olympics. They've only got it once every 4 years. Bring it in. Diving, hockey. I think rugby sevens is out as well.
Didn't like that one. That's a great game. That's a bit disappointing.
Righto. The other news: Karen Murphy is being inducted into the Australian Sporting Hall of Fame.
Amazing effort.
Yeah,
playing at the top level for God knows how long. So.
Congratulations. Toddy, wanted to ask you this because a few people on social media have said, is she close to being the GOAT of Australian lawn bowls?
Well, I think over the past however many years, she has been, if she hasn't been the best at the current time over the past, we'll say 20 years, she's been second for maybe a little bit where someone's come and gone, but she's been there definitely by far the longest without a doubt.
Yep. All right. So that's your vote for greatest of all time in Australia lawn bowls?
In my time, correct.
Yep. Well, you would have played.
I'm not disagreeing with Toddy either, mate.
No.
You can't disagree with it's she's been phenomenal for such a long period. I think that's the impressive thing of it.
Well, I had a few people at Croydon and newer bowlers go, who's Karen Murphy? And I'm like, look her up, mate. Look her up on Wikipedia, and down the right-hand side, all you see is I've won, she's won this, she's won that, she's won this, she's won that. You just, I haven't seen anything like it.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Premier League results. So we will start with the Friday night Showtime game, if you want to call it that. Deer Park, Moonee Valley, repeat of last year's grand final. Moonee Valley 85 over Deer Park 71 at Deer Park. 2 rinks up overall. So we'll go through the rinks. So Lee Schreiner got beaten quite handily by Lynchy.
The old lunchbox just loves it, doesn't he? Kizzy performs well. He performed well last year, and he started off on a pretty good note this week.
Well, I think from memory, he was the best skipper for Premier League last year, and he's got he had Brad Gibson playing third to him last year as well.
Yep.
I don't think he didn't have the other two. I don't think. I'm not sure. But those two, they play unbelievable together, and credit to them. They did it last year and doing it again.
I heard Kev Anderson and Lee Schreiner both had a ordinary night, or not their best night. So I think Brad and Lynchy got over the top of them well and truly.
Yeah,
I'll be feeling sorry for whoever plays against the Schreiner and Anderson next week. Then that's for sure. If they've had a bad night, that doesn't happen too often.
No, but sometimes it can happen especially on a Friday night game where if you don't play in them, you sort of don't realise how much the green will change because we're starting at say 7 o'clock, so the green's already started to lose some pace. I flicked on in between my filming of basketball on Friday night, and I looked and the green was really slow, or it looked like it was on screen, and I was surprised at the pace of the green, and because it drops so much so quickly, it can be hard to adjust and I guess keep on top of your game compared to a Saturday lunchtime game.
Where did Deer Park, and again, I didn't watch it, so I don't know. So Deer Park play on the grass?
Yes.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely at night it slows down. I reckon night time's one of the hardest times to play because of that factor.
Yeah, totally. It is.
You can start on a 15-second green, all of a sudden, within a half an hour, it's down a quarter of a second. Another half hour, it's down another quart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy. So, righto. Matty O'Brien went down to, how do we say this? Matty Bose?
Matt Bouse.
Bouse.
Yeah. So Matty Bouse got up 21-19. Obi's old man was telling me something yesterday, but I forget. Mark Casey beat Michael Sims.
Yep.
27-22. And our man Dylan Fisher got over the line against Chrissy Ball 22-15. So
yes,
I think really, if you look at that, it was fairly even except for that Lynch Schreiner sort of rink.
Yeah, to a degree, yeah. But it's hard. Like we just look at the final scores, and sometimes if you go through and you look at the actual scores during the game, it can be a little bit different. But yeah.
Yeah, who did you have in that, Toddy? You had Deer Park. Lucas had Deer Park. I tipped Moonee Valley. You beauty.
Well, I was actually on the fence, so.
Sorry, I'm looking at the tips here, mate. It says Deer Park.
I want to go back and check the video footage because
I know I didn't tip anyone, so I get the away teams, I reckon. So I'll take that. Well done, boys. Moonee Valley all the way.
You get a 0 for this week.
No, I think I'll get the away teams, mate.
Oh, yeah, true. That's how footy tipping works, isn't it? You can
Most
do away
certainly
teams.
is, mate. Which is definitely, I'll take that. Which is a pretty good week, actually. I've done well.
Well, this is what Toddy was saying last week, that he'll so-and-so at home, and I started going, I'll just start tipping all the home teams, I think. And that has not worked out well. Talking of home teams, Altona, Yarraville, Footscray got up 79-72, 2 rinks up at Altona to start with. Yes. The scores were pretty close across the boards. So I'll just pull this up.
Look at it.
Yeah. Nathan Wilson got over the line against Lifton 19-15 to Altona. Mahoney got over the line against Aaron Wilson 23-18 to Yarraville. Craig Mills got over the line against Cahill 23-15. And McKinnon got over the line against Nathan Black for Altona there. So pretty close-ish scores.
Yeah.
Nobody blew anyone out of the water.
I'll just having a look at it. You probably look at Nathan Black's rinks picked up, 11 shots in the last, say, 4 ends of their rink, which has probably been pretty telling, I would imagine, to the overall score. So just sort of shows that if you're not having a good day, there's things that, you can always pick up shots on the last couple of ends to help the overall board, I guess.
Yeah, totally.
Now, Toddy, you can tell us about this one. Bundura over the line against Clayton.
Yes, well, it looks, well, what did we lose by? We lost by 8 in the end, but with about roughly 8 or 9 ends to go, or maybe a little bit less. I think we're about 7 in front.
Yep.
We'd gone from probably about 5 or 6 behind all game, and then we sort of strung a few ends together and we snuck in front. And then Ali was 3 up playing his last end against Corey, and we were holding 3. And Ali tried to cover and ran into the sort of some wide bowls, and Corey potted the bear jack in the corner for 4. So Ali lost by 1. And then Benny MacArthur was playing Ryan Bester, and there's a bit of background noise there, Ron.
Sorry about that.
And so we were 1 up playing the last end, and Benny MacArthur played a conversion with his last to get 1 to have a draw.
Yep.
I was a couple down. I was 3 down last end trying to kill it, and I hit the jack and it stayed in. So we got a 1, lost the rink by 2. And then the other one was Shannon McElroy. Now, 22-17 he lost by, but he did bring us back into the game. He was 16-3 behind Shannon and got back to 16 all.
Yep.
So that was a huge effort for the game. And, unfortunately, we just couldn't play the big ones at the end when it counted. And credit to Bundura, they were too good at the end when it counted.
Yep, fair enough.
Sometimes it happens, doesn't it, mate? You know, it's
That's it. Yeah.
As I said, I was sort of keeping an eye on it from the other green end. It was seemed like nip and tuck all day, mate. So, you know, something goes the right way for you, then, you know, it can change. You know, you could be 17-1 instead of 1-17. You know, it can be that simple.
Exactly. Yep.
So, have we got a co-host or a host sort of curse here?
Yes,
I
we
think
do.
so.
Yep. I'm definitely saying that. That's what I'm running with because I need an excuse.
I think I'll quit.
Yeah, I was going to say, do we need to be concentrating on our bowls more so than our show? Because as at this point, I don't think all 3 of us have won a game, have we?
Well, I've only played 1. Remember, you know, it's all times or whatever.
We're still at 0%, mate. 0%.
I said, have we won a game? No. How good are we
let's
going?
Let's be honest, Clarkie. We've won a couple of games overall, mate. You know.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yes.
So that's the important thing, mate. If it means we've got to have 18 losses for the year in our rink, mate, we will. That's just the kind of people we are.
Go for the big board. That's it.
Oh, exactly right.
That's true.
Exactly.
Right, next one, Essendon, Melbourne.
Yeah, that was a ripping game by the cards, anyways.
Yes.
There's only 1 in it, so.
And our mate Lucas tipped Essendon. The rest of us tipped Melbourne. Well done.
No, I'll take Essendon, mate. I had the away side, so that's another correct one for me.
No, you're not, are you? You're not.
Mate, kiss of death. I'm taking the away side. Is what happens when you don't put your tips in.
So Anthony Flapper went down to Nathan Peter Wise, 24-16. Brad Orr won over the top of Bryce Young, 14-13 for Essendon there. Jared Davies got over the line against Brady Spur for Essendon. And Matty Flapper got over the line, 22-17. So kind of rare that you get 3 ranks up and only win overall by a shot. But
well, just looking through the teams, and I'm not 100% sure, but it looks like they had 6 fly-in / permit players, Essendon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is probably why there was games they played. Ocean Grove played on the Friday night, I would imagine, so they could then come up to play on the Saturday. This is where I start sitting there going, I don't like it, but you know, that's it is what it is.
That's right. They're the rules that we're playing by at the present time. So for the clubs that use it to their advantage, good luck to them.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I'm with you. I don't really like it. You know, I was talking to one of the guys. I won't name any names, but he was like, "Oh, it was quite weird because I went and played as a permit player on Friday night for another club, and I was playing against another Melbourne Premier League skipper in a country region, both doing the same thing. So it's kind of like, you know, it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah. As I said, I'm not big on it, to be honest. If you want to get players in, well, they got to play the whole season, and they play for one club. You play for the club that you choose. You can't be picking and choosing and going here, there, everywhere, and whatever else. But you can, because that's the rules. But yeah, personally, I'm not big on it. So
I think,
All right. Yeah,
I think
go on,
over
Toddy.
the season it'll get changed for next year, because I think people will start to realise the logistics of it become really hard, and changing of teams and stuff within their own club. So
yeah.
All right,
And
Toddy.
yeah.
From last week, Toddy, I do have an official Bowls Victoria response from the question you asked about the split rounds.
yeah,
So it says here, in the conditions of play, the Nationals are a protected event. Therefore, any team with 2 or more players competing in the event is allowed to reschedule their match.
yeah, that's fine. But I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
My problem is when they change it so that it stuffs up us for playing in other games. That's
Yeah.
Why don't we? Everybody should have been pushed back. Like Division 1, Division 2, Division 3, all should have got pushed back.
Yeah, well, it says here, look, if Premier had started, every single match would have been affected and therefore had to be moved. Given that we're doing region round in round 3 as well, after this point, Prem will be back on their same day schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, and I get that, but for the first 3 rounds, literally, you can't change the teams for the top side, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
it'll have to be looked into. That's for sure. It's I understand what they're trying to do and everything, but I don't. The formula's not right. That's
So
That's a
picked,
definite.
As an example, we picked our second side, our first side for round 1, but we didn't play round 1 when the second side played. The second side played round 1. So then when we played round 1, we had our team playing, and the second side played round 2. So if you've played in round 2, you then can't play round 2 in the top side. So then we play when they play round 3. It's just all...
Yeah.
it's too complicated. It's supposed to be a game of bowls. It's supposed to be simple. It's supposed to be get close to the white thing, and that's about it. Shouldn't be juggling who can play this week and who can't play the following week. And yeah,
Well, I don't.
I'm glad we. Yeah,
I
it's
did
quite
ask
silly.
the question about that, Todd. And from what I've been told, special consideration would have been taken if, and especially with the split rounds, if somebody from the 1s had to drop out, somebody from the 2s would have been able to play.
And I understand that.
And that's not official, but that's off the side. Yeah, look, if something happened in that way, yeah, they would have said, all right, that's fine, work it out.
Yeah.
We'll
I get
worry about
that.
it later.
Yes, yeah. But a perfect example, our team, so we play this Saturday, we play round 2, and when we play round 3, we have a permit player coming in, and then that'll mean one of the players from Saturday won't get to play on Sunday in round 3 pennant at all.
Yeah.
Which is disappointing for one player. But that's
Yeah.
because we're bringing in a permit player. But don't get me started about permits, because that needs a whole lot of work as well, because that's not right either.
Yeah.
And Clarkey, you know, the best thing about this is, mate, we don't have to worry about it in Divi 1.
No,
and all
I
that,
just
and,
go.
you know, and Divi 3 and stuff.
Divi
It's, you know,
3,
it's
mate.
for the big boys to work
Yeah.
out, mate. It's not for us little people underneath who just peg a couple of bowls down. So
No.
enjoy, Johnny.
Cheers.
Pleasure, mate.
I'm sure you're not missing this at all, aren't you?
Nope.
No.
Not at all, mate. And I wouldn't have had anything to do with it anyway, mate. I just rock up and peg some bowls down, and obviously not well, you know. So,
Going on your first 2 weeks results.
mate, still got it. Yeah, mate. If my rink had a skip, mate, we probably could have won a couple of weeks, you know.
That's
But
all right.
you know, someone's got to be the sounding board, or the, you know, that's it's fine, mate.
We're getting to that, Unch, don't worry.
Awesome. I can't wait.
Prem Reserve, let's get on to that. Straight off the bat, Whittlesea had a big win over Dandenong. 91 to
round?
60.
That was round 2, yeah?
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, this is
Just
round 2, but okay, Toddy, you're stirring the pot. I can bring it, see it, smart ass. You're stirring the pot. All right, so this is round 2, but it's Whittlesea and Dandenong's first game.
That's the one. Yes.
Yes. So, yeah, that's a big win for Whittlesea at Whittlesea.
Especially with the a bit of turmoil, I guess, with Nick McIntyre deciding not far out from the season he wasn't going to coach, and there's been a bit of a scramble out there. So the boys, Yatesy and the boys out there have done really well to get what they've done, and to get that result that was pretty huge.
That's right, but they do have a lot of experience in their team, Whittlesea. Yep. You know, they've got players there that have been playing Premier League, Division 1 for a long time. So and going with the permits, mate, they had a couple of permit boys down from Wangawatui or something. I can't remember what the actual club is. The Cartwright son and father combination. So they came down and played with them, which was a really handy pickup for them as well, and got the chocolates, obviously. Yes.
Yeah, well, they had a big win, 24-10.
Yeah, they're quality players. Cartwrights,
yep.
They're and ripping blokes too. So I was rapt to see that result for them.
So that's a good start there for Whittlesea. Heathmont, Port Melbourne, 85-66, 18 points to Port at Heathmont.
I think I picked this one.
Yeah, same here, mate. It's at the wayside. Beautiful.
Yes, you did.
Port Melbourne are going to be hard to beat this year, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've picked up well, and they've been sort of thereabouts looking to come up for a while, and now they've got up there. They're going to be pretty tough to beat.
I'm not saying they're going to win it or not, but they're going to. If you're going to win against them, you're going to work hard and you have to play hard.
Yeah. Well, Nathan Murray was the major winner there, 20-10 up on McLaughlin. The rest of them were sort of 7-4, 2 or 3.
Both there was 2 by a shot, so it could have been a 14-4. It could have been could have been anything, but it was 18 zip, I guess.
Lilydale went down at home. Oh, another away team.
Something going on here.
Kidding me, aren't you?
Fantastic.
I'm going to stop putting tips in. So Lilydale down 79-75 against MCC. Fairly even across the board, but I did get word from the guys at Lilydale. They were, I think, 14 shots up with about 4 ends to go.
Hey?
And they were 14 up overall with about 4 or 5 ends to go.
You mean per rink or overall?
Overall. And then heard from MCC 5-5-3-1. All on the one end. Yep. Yeah, so they dropped overall 13, 14 shots in the one end.
Wow.
Wow.
So that did them in.
Well, we did speak about MCC being a quality side, so they might just be starting to find the combinations.
Yeah.
Really.
But again, I know. As everyone in bowls knows, you drop numbers and
we've all been there. It doesn't feel good, I'm sure the boys and ladies at Lilydale will regroup and
exactly.
Get the chocolates next week.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And they knew. Righto, Kensington beat Fitzroy at Flemington. You didn't get that tip.
I was stiff there.
Yeah, 74-72, 2 rinks apiece. So that, I'm just looking through the results now. She was pretty even across the board. There was only 1 rink, Webster for Flemington, McNabb, Fitzroy, 19-13, and that was the biggest margin. Oh, yeah. And then Cody Packer beat Mitch Taylor 23-18. So apart from that, there was only sort of 2 or 3 shots either side. So,
see, another interesting thing, Cody Packer. So he's probably down to play in the Moama Pairs.
Yep.
Which is on today, tomorrow and Wednesday. So quite a few guys came down a day or 2 early and played pennant.
Be nice to have that as a life, wouldn't it?
Oh, yes and no.
No, mate, I would not want to do it at all, to be honest. But, I
No.
guess if it pays the bills, mate, good on them.
That's it.
No,
Totally.
exactly right. All right, so that's our results for Prem Reserve. Again, hard to even pull up results. I had the graphics for the ladder, but why bring them up? It's like 4 teams have played 2 games, 4 teams have played 1. It's not going to tell you much.
No.
Yes. Any thoughts on that, Toddy?
Oh, after this week, it'll be great. Everyone will be after 3 games. It'll be fantastic.
Oh, that's right. It's a double header this week for the Prem Reserve.
Oh, mate, there's bowls going on everywhere this weekend. I know people playing 4 games, I think, this weekend. But,
I'll be happy if I get a pick for 1, to be honest.
Yeah, well,
I definitely know a lot of people playing 3 games.
I've heard rumours about you, Wunsch, this week.
Yep. Leaving? Maybe. Or
Leaving?
Divvy 2, or am I playing against you, mate, in Divvy 3?
Yeah, it might be. Just whispers anyway.
Or maybe just having a spell, mate.
No, you're all right, mate. You're all right. We'll have a couple of off weeks.
Mate, the worst thing about it was I debuted the new pills too, and, mate, they were just as good as the other ones, so I might have to sell on those ones as well.
Wunsch,
Yes.
be better, mate. Be better.
Thank you. I was waiting for it.
All right,
Thank
just
you.
be better. At least I don't have to go through my results. Righto.
Oh, we can if you want.
No. Leave them alone. Like I said, two come from behind losses by 1 shot. Just no. Got to be better, Matt. Be better.
Matty, be better.
Yeah, thank you, mate.
Pleasure, bud.
Righto. On to Div 1. Or have you got any news, Toddy?
Nah, just a big weekend for Premier League, obviously, with the doubleheader up at Bendigo. So we've not got our game Friday or Saturday. And then, there's 2 games at 10 o'clock at Bendigo East.
You're kidding.
And as we finish, yeah, it's fantastic. We all can't wait. And then 5 or 10, no, we get off the green. And then the next 2 games, they get half an hour practice, 10-minute break, start a roll up. So, yeah.
Do Bowls Victoria think that all of us don't have any lives outside of bowls, maybe? I think that's obviously what it's got to be, because the idea of having a family and whatever, like I know like yourself, Toddy, that, expecting people to go up there for, 10 o'clock?
Yeah, it is Melbourne Cup weekend. Like, we wouldn't want to go away.
Yeah, exactly right. And it is Metro Bowls last time I checked.
Yeah, but, look, I mean, I see what they're trying to do, but how much it's going to make an effect. And, like for us at Clayton, I live down the peninsula, it's a fair drive to Bendigo. I don't want to drive 2.5, 3 hours Sunday morning, get there. So we're all going up to stay on Saturday night. So the club's funding most of that, and then we're going to chip in a bit ourselves just to play a game of pennant. And it's also the driving home, mate, afterwards. Like, you're knackered after a game of bowls. Like, you're mentally cooked. And then, getting your car and drive all the way back, and you're going to want to, because you want to come home and see the family. I guess I'll say that. You might not want to, Toddy, but, But, it's, no, I'm just saying it's nice to get away from the kids every so often. Mine are a bit older, though, so it's all right.
Yeah. Now,
but, I'll leave home at, say, 10:30 or whatever Saturday, and I won't be home until 7 o'clock on Sunday or 6 o'clock Sunday or something like that.
It's asking a lot, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Now, okay, question. How could this be done better then? Rather than, and I hear it a lot, everyone just has a tendency to just throw crap at a wall, right?
I've got a solution. Easy.
What?
Yeah, I reckon it'd be pretty easy.
Everyone plays the same time as such. So we didn't start like a week later. And then when they want to play we'll call it the country round or whatever, I can't remember what the actual terminology was for it. We don't play on the Saturday. We just play on the Sunday in Bendigo.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Make it one game. That's it.
Instead of us turning out to play our Saturday game, we don't play Saturday. We just turn up on Sunday and play.
Yeah,
exactly right. It's one game over that weekend.
So potentially next year look at, because I think the country round is, to go out to Bendigo and to go out to Geelong, I think is an awesome idea. I think it's what Bowls Vic have come up with there is a cracking idea. So potentially, next year, do you leave the country round as a Saturday only game, and then later on in the season you do a double header in Melbourne Metro?
Why do we need double headers?
Yeah, exactly right. We've got. It's only 14 games now.
Division 3 don't play double header. Why do we play a double header?
Okay.
Because we're all going to come out and watch you, mate. That's why, supposedly.
No, but see,
can't wait.
But see, from what I
Come on, mate.
from what I hear, next year the Nationals are at the same time as well. So again,
Okay. Why can't we start penning in 2 weeks later? We could have round 1 this weekend.
Yeah.
And there'd be no problems for the season.
So do we get into strife though with weather-wise? Because we see Melbourne's a hell of a lot different to say Queensland, because you can almost go, well, hey, Queensland, we can start the pennant season whenever, it doesn't matter.
When do we go back after Christmas?
The 18th, I think.
But it's the one thing we can't control is the weather.
There's a week that we could have. We could start on the week before that.
I was going to say, we used to, didn't we, Toddy? We used to start pretty much the second weekend in January.
I think that's now region sides.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, there's that much bowls going on. It's so hard to keep up with it, to be honest.
What's more important, region sides or pennant?
All right. Yeah. That's all right. All right. Hey, just got to ask ask the questions. I just kind of, and again, I'll throw it out there. There seems to be a narrative around bowls a lot of the time where we just throw shit at, Bowls Vic, Bowls Australia, Bowls everything. And I think we've just got to ease off a bit and go, look, we understand what everyone's trying to do. How can we have a discussion which can potentially, have a discussion around making it better rather than, oh, well, this is crap. They shouldn't have done this. They shouldn't have done that. If you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, the only thing I've got a problem with is, how did they decide this? Like, were Premier League clubs asked about it? Were they asked, hey, would you consider, we're thinking about doing this?
There was a meeting. There was a delegate from all clubs at the meeting with Bowls Vic, and they spoke about all these things. And I don't know what the votes were. I do know that, for example, Clayton, we voted against going to these Sunday games just for the travel and so forth. But I don't know what the vote was and what the outcome was in total and who made the final decision. But it's decided as to what it is. And I'll just say one thing. I might be throwing a bit of shit here, but I've also got very good solutions. So if they want to hear it, I'm more than happy to explain to them.
Yeah, and I'm with Toddy.
What, have you got solutions, Unch?
Oh, mate, I've got plenty of solutions. I don't know if they're good ones, but I've got plenty of solutions.
All right, well, we'll quickly whip through Division 1 bowls. Section 1, Kingsbury beat Deer Park at Kingsbury. I don't think any real surprise there. Glenroy well and truly over Sunbury here, 94-59 at Sunbury.
They're going to be. Personally, I think it'll probably be between Brunswick and Glenroy. In that section, personally.
Yeah, well, Brunswick beat Melton 83-74 with 3 ranks up. So I won't go too far.
There's another one, Toddy. They've got a doubleheader this weekend, I'm pretty sure, Brunswick, because they didn't play the first round 1. I don't think they played, so they'll be playing. I'm pretty sure they're playing Friday night at Brunswick. I'm pretty sure.
They might be tired Saturday. You never know.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'll find out. Hang on. Round 2, round 1.
Glad we don't have
you're going to go back
doubleheaders.
to round 1, mate.
Brunswick, Sunbury. So, they play Friday night. Anyway, I'm not going to comment. I'd have a comment about that, but I won't. No, I was just thinking to myself, this is going to be streamed, but it won't be. Yarrabul Footscray versus Aberfeldy. Yarraville Footscray got up well and truly there, 83-62 with 3.5 ranks up. So I think we were saying last week Aberfeldy CBC is going to probably struggle a bit this year.
I think they stayed up by the skin of their teeth last year, I think.
Yeah, so they've lost.
That was the one you were talking about, wasn't it, Matt?
Yeah, I think so. No, well, I'm just having a look. So they've lost their 2 games by a combined 68. So
Yeah, that's. And who did they play in round 1?
I'll have a quick squeeze.
They played against Deer Park at Deer Park and lost 18-zip.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh, mate,
again,
you never know. Who knows?
no.
Something might click and it might just all magically happen. Who knows?
Well, as we've seen in Prem Reserve this week, how many upsets there? And there are a few.
I think you look at Prem as well. You know, there was a couple in that too. I think it's probably in everything, every section, every division. There's going to be an upset.
Again, you got to think we're only 2 rounds in or 1 round in for Toddy. So you can't really get a gauge of who is where. You, as we all know, we all have opinions and ideas. But, you know, you look at the AFL this year and the different things that happened there. You watch basketball, you watch baseball. It doesn't matter what sport. First couple of rounds.
They play a whole lot more games than us.
Yeah,
so for us now, every point in every game is so crucial.
Yeah, 14 games. It's pretty tight.
Especially in the lower grades because you're going to have 4 playing finals. I think 2 get promoted and you're going to have 2 get relegated.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's if you can bank wins early, it's massive.
Yeah, so there's only 2 teams in all the lower grades that basically don't play finals or get relegated.
Yes.
So it's pretty cutthroat.
And I've got to have a look too. I heard yesterday, and I've got to check because I've read it somewhere and I haven't. Normally I'm all over the conditions of play. I think from Div 6 down, there's... No, that's right. From Div 6 down, I think there's no divisional finals this year either. So if you win your section, you're done. That's it. You don't have to play divisional finals.
That seems strange.
You can check that one up, mate. You can read over the rules and regulations.
Have a look because the question was floated around yesterday while I was at Baronia. Because somebody said, Div 5 down. They went, I read somewhere it's 6. But I've got a theory why they're doing that, and I'll check up on that and report next week. Section 2, EBC over Moorabbin at Elstonwick, Brighton.
Yeah.
We'll have a quick squiz
which
at
I
that one.
which I assume is at Brighton.
At Brighton, yeah. I'm presuming so, considering.
Yeah.
Milan's gone there. I didn't realise that. Cool.
Yes.
Yeah, I think, like I said last week, the week before, I said Thor's out on a recruiting drive.
Yeah.
And they've got some cash to throw around. So, most of the rinks were pretty close, but Thor got up 31-17 to Jared O'Donoghue. So, he'll be strong in Division 1 this year.
A lot of the players that are playing for EBC are Brighton players, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of them are.
I was
Or
going to say,
be
there's
there
not
and come back. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's not a heap of complete outsiders, is there?
No.
Right. Quickly moving on. Middle Park defeated Melbourne 95-66, 4 rinks up at Melbourne.
Big win.
Probably
That is a big
expected, I guess.
And the big one, and I'm sure they're very surprised about this. Not surprised. I'm sure they're very happy with this win. Richmond Union knocked over Blackburn 97-73, 4 rinks up.
That's
just goes to show,
doesn't it?
It just goes to show, mate. You're just playing at home, backs against the wall. That's anything can happen.
Yep. No, good win there for Richmond Union.
And good on them too.
Oh yeah,
totally.
yeah. Oh, cracking club. It's just like I said last week and the week before. It's just a shame what's happened there, but you know.
They'll push on and they'll keep going and see what happens.
No, exactly right. Beaumaris over Bentley at Beaumaris, 87-63. Beaumaris got 3 rinks up there, so that's a handy win. Beaumaris sitting on top, Middle Park, up there with Moorabbin and Brighton. Richmond Union, after that win, shoots up to 5th, so I hope they stick around there. Who we got? Section 3.
Oh, super.
Here we go.
Here we go. Mitcham at Bundoora, 82-78. 3 rinks up, Toddy.
Yeah, mate.
I must say, geez, I heard calling out Unch a lot towards the end of the game. So you must have been doing something good over there.
Hang on.
Just when it mattered, mate. Just when it mattered.
Got to go into the individual
unfortunately, mate,
results.
there was no live scoring on our rank, which I'm pretty happy about now.
So our mate Zachy Woning got up over Pete Russell 30-17. Steve Milstead 23-22 up on Swartzer. Andy Daly and Mr. Cullen up 17-6. And who's this bloke here?
Flogged.
23-12 down.
And I'll tell you what, it could have been a lot more than that.
Witkowski.
Yeah, don't know him.
Yeah, shit, he's letting that side down, isn't he?
No, he's probably doing his job at the moment, to be honest. No, it wasn't a good day for our rink, plain and simple. We struggled. I think it was 20-5 at one stage, but showed some kahunas, I guess, and picked up a 6 to really help the side overall. We weren't in front until probably the 81st, 82nd end.
Okay, yep.
So Bundy boys really took it to us. Great bunch of blokes. They'd be pretty disappointed, I reckon, with the result. They probably doesn't indicate, 16-2 is probably very nice for us and pretty harsh for them. So we'll take it, mate. We'll keep rolling on, and we'll face the River Pigs next week and go from there.
Righto. Next game, Laylaw versus the Pirates. Croydon dropped the game there, 89-63, 3 rinks up. I didn't get any reports because I had to come back home. So didn't hear anything there. But wouldn't you be able to tell us, Toddy, you'd be the same. Laylaw's a pretty tough gig to play at.
Oh, yeah. And their greens are normally phenomenal, especially when it gets towards the end of the season with finals time. I remember playing a final there and I was running bloody 19. But they got a lot of experienced players as well at Laylaw that been bowling for a long time and, always hard to beat.
And you looked at last year, mate. I think they finished on top in the section and lost the granny. So, they're going to be thereabouts. They've probably restocked a bit more and they're a quality side.
Yep. Yarra Glen versus Whittlesea. Yarra Glen 92-86 up. Let's have a look.
12-6, I think it was. I think it was 1 rink up. I think they got up. And it was Benny Simmons again. He's on fire at the moment. I think he's won by about 20 both games. So
he won. Yeah, he won 13. Won by 23.
Yeah, I think he won by about 22 the week before. So he's going to have to be a Rick that we stop this week.
All right, next game. Let's have a look. Mooralbark defeated Vermont South at Mooralbark, 87-70, 16 points to 2. That's a good win for them, just to give them a little bit of confidence.
And it looked like, having looked from the side that we played the week before, mate, it was some fairly wholesale changes there. So good on them. They've made some right changes, obviously, and they've got themselves a win on the board. So good on them.
Right, last section, section 4. Mulgrave got over the line against Narre Warren, 83-71, 2 rinks up at Mulgrave.
Yeah, surprising, to be honest. I didn't expect Narre Warren to be zipping 2, that's for sure. So,
no.
I'm sure they'll bounce back. But yeah, I was a little surprised to see them lose the first couple of games.
Righto, Keysborough versus Parkdale. Keysborough, big win, 91-70, 3 rinks up.
Yeah, at home on their synthetic.
Exactly right, mate. I think that would have been the fair help for them.
Parkdale do also have a synthetic, but from what I can tell, Parkdale's is a fair bit quicker than Keysborough's. But I haven't played on either for a long time, but I think that's a big difference in pace.
Yeah, righto. My boys, Packy, got over the line against Cheltenham, 82-77, 2 rinks up either side. So, at Packy. When they play there, I'm sure they play under the roof.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. That seems to be what they've done the last couple of years. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Which is amazing because their other green is awesome as well. Like the one that's not under the roof is, I actually reckon it's a better green, to be honest. But, if you've got a dome, you might as well use it.
Yep.
Yeah, totally.
And last one, Cranbourne, Mentone got over the line 74-72.
It's a big win for Mentone there.
Three
Yeah,
ranks
that is,
up
mate.
too.
Yeah, that is a big win. I was quite surprised with that one, but
I'm just having
speaking of Rhino, he was saying it was pretty much nip and tuck all day, so they just couldn't quite get it done in the end for the Cranbourne lads. But yeah, great win for Mentone. After the last couple of years, they've had some tough years over the last couple of years, so it's good to see them getting on the board and getting a couple of wins on.
Yeah.
Very good. All right, well, that's the results, boys. Well, everybody watching, that's the results for the
Any questions
week.
on the Facebook page?
Now, Josh Barry's said, I love playing Metro Paint. I've done it for the last 8 years. This year is the first I've had to be a permit player. And he said, it only takes me 7 hours to travel on public transport. So,
Correct.
But he's...
Josh, so he plays with us at Clayton.
Yeah, righto.
Yeah. And he's at the club pretty much every Thursday and doesn't miss a game. And, mate, he lives in the absolute middle of nowhere, Warwick, Nabil, or up. Like, it takes him, as you said, 7 hours. Sometimes when we finished... Oh, probably even more. So he didn't get home until midnight on Saturday night after the Bundoora game.
Jeez, I tell you what, you've got to like bowls.
You've got to like bowls, don't you?
Hey, good on him. Fantastic. Yeah, he's great, nice bloke and everything like that. Can bowl, so. But yeah, geez, you got to like bowls to want to be travelling that much for it.
Yeah.
I actually put a thing on our team chat Sunday morning. Like, so much respect for him that, you know, he wants to be part of our team and travels that amount of distance. And to be honest, he never asked for a hand. He never asked for anyone to pick him up from the station. I'm like, mate, put on our chat that you're going to be at the station at, 11 o'clock and someone will come and get, it's all right, I'll do it. I'm like, all right, but yeah.
Jeez,
good on him, I'd say.
They're the type of people you love around a club.
Yeah, fantastic bloke.
Unch, on the other hand, well.
Champion. Tell you what, geez, I'll tell you, once it all turns back the other way, I'm looking forward to getting on there. I really am.
Oh, yeah, look, Unch, I've said the same, and we all know it, that we, and I've said to our guys on Saturday, we're not all bowling all that well, and we've lost by twice in 2 weeks. Lord help everybody when we all fire on the same day.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time that happened for me. So, but yeah, no, it is, mate. It's 2 rounds in. Like, you don't win flags in round 2. You don't win flags in round 3.
No,
but, work into it and then go from there. But no, it'd be nice to be on the right side of the ledger this week, hopefully. But if it means I lose again and we win overall, I'll take that every week.
That's it. It's the big board.
Oh, so
exactly
what?
Right.
So we're going to be 0-3 by the end of this weekend, Unch, and Toddy will be 0-2.
Oh, no, he'll be 0-3 as well. He's got the double header, mate.
Oh, yeah, he does too.
Yeah, we're catching up, Don't forget.
I'll tell you, what time was it on Sunday, Toddy? 10?
Yeah, 10 a.m., yes.
It's beautiful. If it was the later game, I would have come and watched, mate. But
now,
I'm sure you would have.
Are they being streamed, the Bendigo games?
Oh, I could. They would have to be.
So.
I would
You
presume,
would hope so.
I don't. I'll have a quick look at Bowls, Vic.
I would say that they are.
If all you guys have got to go up there, you'd hope that the Bowls Vic would be taking up some cameras and doing the right thing and live streaming them. You would hope.
Yeah. Sort of defeats the purpose of doing it. But anyways.
Hey, mate, just safe trips, mate. That's all you got to do. Just take it easy, get up there, peg some down and get home.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep, that's it. All right, gents. Another wonderful week.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good luck for the weekend, everyone. And Clarkie, Toddy, hopefully we get on the board, mate.
Do better.
Yes.
See you, boys.
Do better.
Yeah, be better. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks,
See you next
guys.
week.